Good morning, boys and girls. This is Miss Coleman. I'm back today talking about the writing rubric. You should have a copy of this writing rubric in your binder. We went over this several times throughout the year. Today I'm going to review and go over it again. As you know, the writing rubric is worth 12 points altogether in your writing. They are divided into 4 different components. So today we are going to look at those 4 components. Here is a picture of the rubric that you should have in your notebook. If you will look at the first grid, you will see development of ideas, and it is worth 4 points. That's where you really get your bang for your buck, is in development of ideas and writing organization. Those are 2 that we really want to focus on. In development of ideas, you want to show that you understand what the prompt is asking and that you can answer the prompt in its entirety. Your ideas need to be fully developed and you must stay on topic. Going over to the writing organization, you must introduce your topic. To have a clear introduction and conclusion in your body in the middle. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to have a 5-paragraph essay. Your essay could be 8 to 10 sentences and still be sufficient. It depends on what is in the essay. What you write is what counts, not how much you write. Then we go over to grammar, which is worth 2 points. And that's where we look at the sentence structure and the tone that you use according to the mode of writing, whether it's narrative or opinion if you're 5th grade, argument if you're 6th grade, or informative writing. You want to make sure you keep that tone and you use the academic language that you should use for each of those modes. And the last one is mechanics, and it is also worth 2 points. Mechanics would be your punctuation, putting commas where they need to go, periods where they need to go, question marks, exclamation points. And not only that, but quotation marks when you choose your evidence. Your evidence should be relevant to the prompt and what it is asking, and you want to make sure that it's in quotations. Okay, you want to capitalize the first word of each sentence. Capitalize the letter I always. Capitalize proper nouns. And also make sure that we don't have any patterns in spelling errors. Moving on, I'm going to focus a little bit more on development of ideas. I feel like it is very important to talk about that. What you are required to do, what they are looking for in order to get your 4 points. Students must, number 1, understand what the prompt is asking. They have to know that you understand what they ask you to do and you brought that through, that you answered the prompt in its entirety. That leads me to number 2, where it says answer the prompt completely, each part of the prompt. As you get older and go through the grades, once you get to 5th and 6th grade, your prompts may be multi-step, okay? You can have a multi-step writing prompt just like you have a multi-step math problem. You have to answer every part to get it all correct. You must fully develop your ideas, and that goes back to answering that entire prompt. Choose relevant text evidence. Not only do you choose a piece of evidence, but it has to be relevant to what the question is asking. And your evidence must be explained by your commentary. Your commentary is in your own words. Let me give you a tip. You will never be higher than a 2 if you do not answer the entire prompt. You will also never be higher than a 2 if you do not explain your evidence in detail. You have to tell why you chose that evidence and why that is good evidence and how it pertains to the question. That is how you get your 4 points in development of ideas. Moving on to organization, which is also a very important component. You must introduce your topic clearly. You need an introduction sentence. You get your introduction sentence from that prompt. You can use your prompt to make that introduction sentence. Also, there needs to be evidence of planning. Okay, you need to show that you know what you're talking about. You have a logical order and a flow in your essay. You also need to use transition words effectively. You have a list of transition words to use. Use those and use those correctly. You also need a conclusion at the end. So you want to make sure you have a clear introduction, a clear body, and a clear conclusion to get your 4 points added in with some transition words and some evidence of planning. For grammar, you watched a video, or hopefully you will watch a video on sentence structure. It is very important to vary your sentence structure when you write. You must have compound sentences in there, complex sentences in there. By the time you get to 6th grade, you should be doing compound complex sentences in your writing. It's very important to bring those in and show a variety. And not only that, you're going to go into the mechanics part of it and use your commas appropriately whenever you write those sentences. So when you write that compound sentence, make sure you have your comma and your fanboy. When you write that complex sentence, make sure you have that comma separating your dependent and independent clause. You want to make sure that you do it correctly when you do it. So this is the writing rubric. And of course, as always, if you have any questions, please email me. Give me a call. My email is acoleman@pcsd.ms. Feel free to message me at any time. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoy all of our other videos. Thank you.